Yogis from the past, from the present, from the future. Is this transmission getting through?
Logos on the track.
The yoga revolution will not be on Instagram. I say not be on Instagram. The yoga revolution will be live. What's up, everybody? This is Ian Kadnack, aka the Revolutionary Yogi from SavvyZen.com, and this is a video for all my independent yogis out there who don't give a fuck about yoga corporations, who don't give a fuck about affiliate marketing products people don't need, who want to kick off a global yoga revolution that will dismantle the false narrative created by the simulacra yoga community that says that you either need to be a dropout hippie yogi who doesn't do anything and only focuses on your own personal enlightenment, or a consumer yogi that takes photos on the beach and is perfect. This is a independent yogi's credo, and it is fueled by Edward Abbey, who is one of the greatest nature writers in modern history. Edward Abbey is not just a canceled author. He is not just a banned author. He is an author that a irrelevant yoga blogger called problematic, militant, and misogynistic. And just for her, that's why I'm going to be using his essay, A Writer's Credo, to follow today this line of thinking that we need to separate, make a distinct separation from what's happening in the yoga community right now and form a new narrative. So let's hop right into his credo. And I'm going to be replacing the word writer and some other words with yogi or yoga corporation just to make it sound better. So let's hop into it.
This is what I tell the young. Call it a writer's credo. Ignore the yoga community. Ignore the commercial hustlers. Disregard those best-selling yoga paperbacks on Amazon. Waste no time applying for gifts and grants or scholarships to YTTs. When we want money from the rich, we'll take it by force. A yoga career should not be a career, but a passion. A life, fueled in equal parts by anger and love. How do we feel one without the other? Each implies the other. A yogi without passion is like a body without a soul. Or what would be even more grotesque, like a soul without a body. There is a middle way between subserving the mass market and pandering to our SJW yoga community. You do not have to write endless disquisitions about Trump and slaughterhouses while pursuing a life in Bali. You do not have to take endless asana photos. You do not have to be analyzed, psychoanalyzed, rofted, ested, altered, gelded, neutered, spayed, fixed, acupunctured, zened, yogied, new age, astrocharted, computerized, megatrended, androgenized, evangelized, converted, or even last and not least, to be reborn. One life at a time, please.
So I changed that a little bit to make it relevant to the yoga community, but you guys get the point. Let's start with the first line. Ignore the yoga community. If you want to create something substantial, something that's not a hack cliche, something that's an unpopular truth, that's unique, you have to stop looking at bullshit. You have to unfollow right now anyone that isn't pushing yoga to another level. So, and there's some people who are taking asana to the next level, and you should follow them. Mark Roberts, for instance, is awesome. Simon Borg-Olivier, awesome. Even people like Dylan Werner are making an all right effort at doing that. But it starts first with blocking the output. Then it stops with blocking the money sources. Right now, the Allo Corporation, for instance, is worth $6 billion. And who knows how it gets that much money? Oh, wait, a bunch of rich people buy their $200 yoga pants. A bunch of people who think they need it to look cool on Instagram for photos that no one fucking needs and isn't helping evolve the yoga community. That's why it's rich. That's why it's big. And we need to do a better job at calling people out for falling into these dialects, falling into these situations. But first, we need to ignore them ourselves. We need to give ourselves the space and the time to grow in an organic way without that. And I would like to talk about the solution right now, the end-all solution. This isn't yogi story time where everyone has their own truth. Truth is subjective. No. There is one solution to the problems on earth, and it is everyone not hurting others and hurting the animals and earth, the ending of assault and theft. And to do that, we are going to have to use education to dismantle all hierarchy. So, right? Have you ever experienced that during yoga? Have you ever experienced the total dismantling of hierarchy in that peaceful state in shavasana or while doing pranayama or meditating? That feeling needs to manifest into a physical form somehow. And maybe it's through music or public speaking or art, writing. There's a million different things, architecture. But the way that we can stop to create a beautiful output is to stop the input. And we've been told that we've been thrown into this dialectic that was talked about, that we either have to pander to the mass market, right? That we have to pander to the mass market of yoga, that we have to get on the beach, take the shirt off, get in fucking down dog and write a nice blurb. Or we have to like take up a social cause, and like you don't have to be beautiful, but if you take up the right social cause that enough people care about, you can elevate yourself that way. There is another way, and the other way is through common sense, logical thinking, connection with nature, and intuition, and through love. That is the way, that is the only way, the only road to Rome that leads, not the only road to Rome, that's the only path that leads to the only solution. Every other solution is a Band-Aid. The new Green New Deal is a Band-Aid. Government is a Band-Aid. Joe Biden is a Band-Aid. Britain going back into the European Union is a Band-Aid. None of that shit fucking matters. Because at the end of the day, there is a group, people have not awakened, haven't even mastered the art of keeping their hands to themselves yet and not stealing from others. We haven't even got to that point yet. So, the independent yogi's credo, step number 1 is cutting it out. It's cutting out the bullshit and cutting out the money. Step number 2 is starting to develop a unique voice that has never been seen before. Because you have something to offer and have read books and know things that I could never even touch. If your heritage, if you're Cuban, you can create this crazy Cuban yoga philosophy that I could never even through all the research and everything I could ever do, I can never even bring that into play. For instance, that's one thing. And step number 3 is to use critical thinking skills to help push out the education to change the world. And I'd like to read a couple more quotes from Edward Abbey. And I think it was so funny when he was saying, we don't need to be yogi to New Age or Astro Chart. We don't need any of those things. We need to start taking action, because if we don't take action, fucking AI is going to ruin the opportunity. At some point, the masters, your masters, our masters are going to have enough power that we won't be able to get anything going. People are crazy that, we have nuclear bombs and drones, and those can be used on our own citizens. If something starts to happen where the control system starts to leak out, where the money stops coming, people are going to start to freak out. And that's the goal here. The goal is to create a whole new world, a world without government, without slavery, without assault and theft and rape and trespassing and even emotional stuff, even verbal attacks, a world of love. And it's possible through yoga. But we first have to become independent of all the bullshit, start to create a unique voice, and then make sure that unique voice is checked with intuition and love. And I was planning on making this video like 45 minutes, but I'm going to keep it pretty short right here. I'm going to read one last quote to end, and then we shall end it for the day. Any yogi hack can spout truism, cliches, tautologies, and redundancies by the bookful. The task of the honest yogi, the yogi as a potential hero, is to seek out, write down, and publish forth those truths which are not self-evident, not universally agreed upon. So, something crazy that I just thought of is that if your life was a movie, I mean, I've done this before, this is a great way, but the yogi's life. If we look at a yogi's life, if your life was a movie, or the typical yogi's life was a movie, And they wake up and they do the same exact yoga routine every single day. And they read the same books, and they are scrolling Instagram every day. And all their friends do yoga. And that's it. And they work a corporate job, or that's it. At the end of the day, they don't try to publish anything unique or do anything. Who would want to watch that movie? Who would care about that? That scene, doing yoga scene is like the training scene in the martial arts scene. The Rocky Balboa training scene lasts for 3 minutes. The Bloodsport Jean-Claude Van Damme scene lasts for 3 fucking minutes. It doesn't last for the whole story. What are you going to do once the training's over? You're already fucking trained. You're already awakened. You've already felt yoga. You've already felt what enlightenment feels like. What are you going to do with that? Boy, what are you going to do with that? Girl, what are you going to do with that? Man, woman, whoever, what are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with that? Please, what are you going to make manifest in a beautiful way for us? And by using that video movie frame, it's like a subjective reality frame about the movie, that can help start to create action. If we're the hero in a movie, what's the next step? You've done the training scene. Who's the boss? Who's the villain? For me, Simulacra Yoga Land, fucking Aloe Yoga, Lululemon, they are the fucking villain. I'm going to make a documentary probably in 2021 about them. If you've made this far, shout out to you. But you're going to be amazed at this documentary. I've been saving money for like a really good camera for a couple years, and these people are going to get confronted. People who wear their clothes are going to get confronted. I'm going to show the mass hypnosis happening in yoga. You don't even need a yoga mat to do fucking yoga. All the information you need is already online. What is going on here? What is happening that's driving this weird cycle? The economy? Capitalism? Anyway, everybody, so what's your honest truth? What can you offer that's not a hack? Not a hack. So I'm going to conclude it there. If you want to comment down below, I'm going to respond to your comment. I've been kind of bad about responding to comments, but I've wanted to release something new before I comment on anything. So I love you. I believe in you. You are going to do great things. This is Ian from SavvyZen.com. Join the revolution. Make it happen. Find your unique voice. And let's move into a new nonviolent world.